Nature presents you with goodies, and you have to know how to relate to them. Hello, June Taylor. It's an aesthetic thought process that I go through. How do I cut my peel for my marmalades? I like my grapefruit julienne, I like my orange thick wedges, I like my Meyer lemons to be little bursts of Meyer lemons. I think about what's that like to put that in your mouth, and that guides me in terms of the decisions I make and how I prepare my fruit. For example, I've just done a rhubarb and blood orange. Now, rather than zesting, I diced it because I wanted little bursts of orange coming through that rhubarb. I just think about all those things. They mean something to me. You know, I'm a preserve maker. So I make syrups, I candy peel, I make marmalades, conserves, butters, pastes, cheeses. You know, I mean, there's just a variety, a multitude of ways of capturing this fruit. The garden will inform me. Apricots are in, strawberries, and the Provençal lavender's in full bloom. What else goes with lavender? Plums. So last year I did a Santa Rosa plum and Provençal lavender paste. Apples and rose, they're the same family. It just kind of expands, and then you think about something other than something that will go on toast. Oh, Meyer lemon rosemary would go really well with fish. Santa Rosa goes really well with game. Aprium with foie gras, fig port and lemon thyme. It's kind of savoury. It's going towards that pork chop. You know, pigs were made for fruit. You know, so look at all these other foods that fruit goes with, and that's part of the fun for me. To me, an artisan is somebody who does the work. I don't think of it simply as putting something in a jar, a preserve that's a jam or a marmalade or whatever. I feel like it's an extension of working in nature. The more I understand nature, the better I do my work. Such beautiful colours, isn't it? I'm so inspired by reading about the past, reading about the fruits that were native to Britain, and learning about my craft in its original form. And so I was reading a book from 1617. When you read these old books, one thing that strikes you is that it's not about volume. It's about small quantities of fruit. And by necessity, you don't waste anything. You know, you learn to capture them and preserve them in many different ways so that there's no waste. I know from my own work it's the way in which I can do the very best, is to keep the scale very small and to be very intimate and very detailed with fruit. You can get fruit from two sides of a tree and it's different. You can get fruit one week to the next and it's totally different. You can't formulate that into something that's hard and fast. If you do, then you standardize. And that's essentially what industry does, it standardizes. I'm closer to that 1617 book where they took small amounts of fruit and it was one or two people working, and there's an intimate knowledge by doing. I would choose the absolute picture perfect ones like this, and I'm really, really picky about this. So there's absolutely no blemish on them, and they're slightly underripe, and I'll cut them and I'll poach them. And these are the ones that we'll do in the jar in the rose geranium syrup. I do believe that food is beautiful, so present it beautifully. The ideas were based on the Book of Kells. I wanted something to reflect the land that I come from. I wanted something graphic. I wanted something to reflect hand quality and elegance and simplicity. Letterpress is just another hand product. It's a very humble thing to make jam, you know. It is just fruit in a jar, you know. I mean, it's not, some people say to me, I can't eat it, it's too beautiful to eat. And I say, no, it's just food. Eat it and have great memories.